And I just think this wasn't just a betrayal, again, of Jewish Australians, but also a betrayal of all of our values. To go and do this on the world stage is quite frankly embarrassing. I want to ask you about this story exclusively revealed by my colleague Chris Kenny last night. Dozens of refugees from Gaza touched down in Australia a week ago and were personally met by Home Affairs Minister Tony Burke at the airport. Julian, this is astonishing. The ministers had some sort of a private meet and greet with these people. Where is the transparency?
Well, I think that's a good question, Danica. I think the minister's got some serious questions to answer here. Why is he rolling out the red carpet to this particular group of people? Why has he failed to be transparent about it? And there's no publicity about this from him and no explanation from him as to why he's done this. And when you look at the government's shambolic record in relation to people coming out of the Gaza war zone, you remember they first created a class of tourist visa for them to bring them from the Gaza war zone. There were real questions about the adequacy of the checks that were being made. Then they tried to create a special humanitarian class of visa for them. Apparently, the minister was personally interviewing applicants. The whole handling of this seems to be not really about Australia's interests, but about Mr. Burke's domestic political interests. And I think the government needs to come clean about what's really happening with the refugees that are being brought from the terrorist-controlled Gaza war zone.
No, look, I completely agree. I mean, why sweep it under the rug? You know, there was no formal announcement, so that to me sends off alarm bells. We also know that Anthony Albanese has bid for a seat on the UN Security Council, which will require him to commit hundreds of millions of dollars in new aid to Africa. Julian, Donald Trump has very publicly questioned the role of this body. He, quite frankly, hates it. Should we be backing it in for a seat at the table?
Well, the coalition's offered its support for it, and I think people should remember last time we were on the Security Council, it was something that Kevin Rudd had put forward, but we were in office at the time it actually took place, and we did things like put forward resolutions, lead the world in relation to the condemnation of human rights abuses in North Korea and the downing by Russia of the Malaysian Airlines flight over Ukraine, which so many Australians were murdered. So it can be a body where it is very important for Australia to have a voice at, and we've been on the body from time to time. But we shouldn't be sacrificing our foreign policy traditions or our values or our friends in order to get there.
No, look, I think you're absolutely right. I've got to ask you, is Andrew Hastie a threat to the Liberal leadership of Susan Lee?
Andrew Hastie's a fundamentally important part of our team. He's somebody who makes a wonderful contribution as the Shadow Home Affairs Minister, and he's somebody that I believe will continue to make a very important contribution to the team. Susan Lee is our leader. We all support the leader in the work that she is doing at this time. I mean, we've in her own words, got smashed in the last couple of elections, and we're in a period now where we're reflecting on where to go. We're looking at the policies that we took to the last election, and we're going through a process now of debating about, where we should go in terms of policies for the future. As we've said many times, our values haven't changed, but our policies need to. And so this is just the process that we're going through at this time.
Are you bothered by Andrew Hastie being very public on issues like migration and net zero?
Look, I think this is a period of time where you want to have debates in political parties with different people having a range of different views, and we've set up processes to settle those matters, and those policies will be well and truly settled before the next election.
All right, well, we look forward to it. Julian Lesser, good to catch up with you. Thanks so much for joining me on the show this evening. Appreciate it.